Welcome Pokemon trainers, Pokemon breeders, and Pokemon masters alike. It's your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the second part of the Emerald leg of our GenLocke challenge. I forget exactly what part number that is total, but for those of you who are wondering what a GenLocke is, of course, as we introduced at the beginning of all parts of all legs of the GenLocke challenge, it's right over here. Generation Lock, it's just a super Nuzlocke. It's just back-to-back Nuzlockes trying to keep the same team alive and keep on trucking, right? So all the extra rules and stuff for hardcore Nuzlockes and stuff will be in the description down below. And as I said, we're already well underway with our Emerald GenLocke. Let's continue. Okay, so we're on Route 112, and I assume we have... Oh, it's a Numel! Alright, now, granted, a lot of people, the only good reason that Numel is actually viable is the ground fire typing does have quite a few obvious glaring water type weaknesses and such. But the idea that Camerupt is a great Pokemon, I think, has been overshadowed over the years and stuff. And he got his Mega Evolution and that kind of idea. But Camerupt was always chosen as this super powered Pokemon and stuff, but with the glaring double times 4 weakness against water, it's not as viable as everyone tends to remember fondly, you know. Stat-wise, I'm not sure about stat-wise, of course, because stats have changed over the years and stuff, right? It's also viability at the time of the games and stuff, and the move pools allow. Right? Move pools have changed over the years, and hell, moves have changed over the years. If Leech Life was an 8100 like it is in today's era, when back in Gen 1 and stuff, Zubat would have been OP. Zubat would have been on everybody's damn team. Nobody would have complained about finding a Zubat in Mount Moon, let me tell you. So, it is funny how that works out. Now, here, of course, we've cut ourselves the Numel with Ankelagon. We're going to give the nickname to Numel. I forget exactly what we go with here for Numel. A fire camel. What do I go with? Mule. Oh, that's right. I just straight up just call him, hey, he's a mule. He's like a camel, you know. And now we're in the fiery path. And we encounter a Machop. That's funny. Normally, I don't know how rare Machops are in the fiery path, but I thought generally, granted this is Emerald, so maybe the numbers are different, but you run into a lot of Coughings and a lot of Torkles, I believe. But either way, and boom, 1 psychic hit down to 1 HP. Let's go. And I believe I was doing this with Wild Wing here at the time, because Wild Wing was showcasing that his special attack wasn't crazy, so he wasn't exactly doing the best and brightest. You know what I mean? He wasn't exactly the super Pokemon. And we decided to throw a Premier Ball. I don't know why we're wasting it technically on a Machop. I mean, it's not a waste if we end up using Machop. Machamp's a great Pokemon. I've used him in Nuzlocke before, where I, you know, have my trade evolution rule. So I always use, if I ever have the chance. Oh, we're going to call him a Sora because of the forearms. Yeah. So yeah, we used the Premier Ball on the Machop, and as I said, we attacked with Psychic because I think his special attack wasn't really living up to snuff that much, and of course, no Skarmory this time, though once again, Skarmory's not the be-all and end-all Pokemon, just way cooler, and I've never liked Spinda. This is one of the faulty Pokemon of Gen 3. Gen 3 is actually one of the best gens. Gens 1, 2, and 3, I'd probably say it goes 1, 3... in order of like who's got the best decks. The order, I'm not going to go through all of them obviously right now. We're just going to catch ourselves our Spinda here, but you know, because we need all comers. You need to catch, you know, not catching something just because you don't like it. I mean, maybe you need cannon fodder for something. You never know. You never know with a Nuzlocke. So but as far as I'm not going to rank all the different gens, I think that deserves its own video. We'll do a tier list video for that. But I think as far as 1, 2, and 3, which is the third we're on, it would go 1, 3, 2 for who's got the best decks. You know, 1's the classic, and it's got some of the best Pokemon of all time. 2's good, not great, considering it only added 100 new Pokemon, and plus, like the fault that I have with the Sinnoh decks, Gen 2's, out of the 100 added, not so much the legendary problem that Diamond and Pearl has, but the idea that you have all these Pokemon. And oh, we found a Swablu. Swablu, Dragon type. Well, not Dragon type yet, but let's go. So we go for the Thunder Shock. Oh, that was, I guess I was a little bold there. I was a little bold, but, and then I, boom, go for the Thunder Wave. Oh, I really want to catch this thing, I guess. Because I failed actually on Sapphire. I believe I failed on a very run on this channel. In both Ruby and Sapphire, I ran to a Swablu and failed to catch it both times. So I think I was taking no chances this time. But yeah, so what was I talking about? Yeah, the generation. Oh, Gen 2's biggest problem is that it's got the baby Pokemon and the evolutionary Pokemon as part of their 100. So realistically, brand new Pokemon with no connection to previous Pokemon. You know, you take out them, the starters, and the legendaries. How many new Pokemon are you actually left with? Diamond and Pearl also very heavily, much more than Gen 2, suffers from this problem, in my opinion. And another big problem with Diamond and Pearl, of course, is that half of their new evolutions are ugly as sin. I mean, I didn't know you could make Magmar uglier, but they did. Or Tangela uglier, but they did. So, but we do end up catching the Swablu, and we name it Shion, based on, I was trying to think, I was like, it's a cloud, it's a, you know, but it's a female. I was trying to think, and the first thing that actually came to mind, because I believe when I was playing, I had just read the Kengan chapter, and of course Hatsumi Sen, the floating cloud sort of idea, and I was like, yeah, but it's not a guy, and I was like, oh, what about his girlfriend? What about his on-off girlfriend Shion, who's pretty badass? So I was like, yeah, it works. It's sort of a deeper nickname than some of my other ones, but it works. I mean, hell, Rhyhorn's named Heracles because, well, Heracles is just badass. And I mean, Rhydon needs a powerful name, you know. Heracles. You know, pretty badass. So let's go. We're going to catch ourselves a Zubat, by the looks of it. Yeah, we did. Awesome. So far, we've only been catching Pokemon thus far. We've been going through a lot of routes. There's been no gym battles, no nothing. We're building up our decks pretty good, though. So if we lose, as you guys already know and saw from the first part, we already lost Apollo. Very, very hard loss there, losing Apollo. Of course, we're going to name him something Batman-related, so we just call him Wayne. I've used Bruce, Wayne, Batman, Dick, Grayson, Nightwing. I think for a female one, I called him Barbara. So, oh, and we found a Moonstone in Meteor Falls. So now, boom, Nidoboy evolving time into our shiny Nidoking. So that's cool, because this time, I don't have to. We find both items are eligible before the Elite Four. You can find Moonstones, and you can find Thunderstones, which are the two we need, of course. So, boom. We got ourselves a Nidoking. Now, I will admit here, this fight scared me. I'll tell you why this fight scared me. Because of the levels. I was nearly about to fight this guy, and then I said, okay, I better check his team. And he had like 6, well, maybe not 6, but he had 4 or 5 levels on me. He had more than just a level or 2. He had 4 or 5 levels on me with his 3 Pokemon. Maxie did. Back when Maxie looked cool. Omega, Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire fucked up their looks terribly. So they had 4 or 5 levels on, well, not on me, but like Copper here, who's now 27 up against 24. He was only like, he was like 21, right? And like, yeah, like a lot of my guys were not that strong or whatever. Like they either were. So we, once again with the Thunderbolt, we take him out, no problem, and then the Zubat comes in, right? So here's for some reason why I make this decision, and I'm not sure why. But yeah, we made sure to raise everyone up to above this guy's level, because this Camerupt, here's my biggest problem. It wasn't the Mighty Anna so much. It wasn't the Zubat. It's this damn Camerupt. So this Camerupt comes in, right? And this thing is level 25. What do I have here? Seriously. I don't have Surf yet. Right? And that's the big problem with Psyduck, the Golduck line. They do not learn Water Gun. You know, they just don't. So it's a huge flaw here. So, bear with me on this choice. I switch out into Dragoon. And then I go for Leaf Blade because his attack stat, well, his special attack, is quite high, and look at the amount of damage output he's doing. So the fact is, I figured he could take an Ember, because this guy does not have Flame Wheel or Flamethrower or anything like that, and my Leaf Blade is going to do neutral damage, it's going to dominate, and we get rid of the Camerupt. Because a lot of the problem with this team is they are susceptible as hell to Earthquake right now. I couldn't have switched out to Ankelagon because of Earthquake. I couldn't, because I believe Maxi here has, the Camerupt had Earthquake, or Magnitude, one of them, but either way, Nidoking can't tank it, you know, for more than a turn. Like, nobody could tank it, right? So, Rhyhorn can't do it, Ankelagon can't do it, Copper can't do it, like, 4 out of 6 of my Pokemon, so I made sure to overlevel, because, yeah, I think I'm misremembering that now. So we got the Meteorite and stuff, is that I was roughly around his level, you know, like 22, 24, that kind of idea, and I was just terrified of this damn Camerupt, realizing when I did some calculations before starting, I was going to lose some guys if I didn't actually, like, make sure my dudes were up to the challenge. So, and then I came up with the Grovyle strategy, when I was doing some calcs. Yeah, I remember doing calcs for that Camerupt fight, because I was really worried about that, because he had type advantage over my whole damn team. And I went, shit. So it's funny that was shitting on Camerupt at the beginning of the video when I cut the number and be like, he's not all it's cracked up to be. Well, in these games, he damn is if you don't have goddamn water gun. Alright? So, and then of course here we're entering our next gym battle. I believe this is gym number 4. Flannery? Flannery, yeah. So, yeah. So, Karma's a bitch, right? You shit on Camerupt and Numble as a line at the beginning. They're like, yeah, Earthquake and Fire, it sounds cool in theory, but a simple water gun, it's like, yeah, out of my 6 Pokemon team, I've got nothing, and he kills in like one shot 4 to 6 of my Pokemon, even at a higher level. Even at a higher level. Like, I guarantee you, Ankelagon wasn't going to survive a Magnitude, neither was Copper, maybe Nidoking, Rhyhorn wasn't. You know, so, you know, therein lies the flaw, right? So you can't switch into any of your defensive walls because of the type. So, this gym so far, however, is going pretty easy because we are not using up any of our... Because, once again, this is another fire problem. We're dealing with Nummels and all this shit again. So I'm using Copper to the best of my ability so I'm not wasting any of the other potential on the team. So, but we still have, of course, type disadvantage with Psyduck, with Wild Wing. So, we switch out into Dragoon here, assuming that he's going to go for an Earth move. He goes for Ember, which is a critical hit. That sucks. And I'm just like, oh, for God's sake. So I just gave up. Once again, my strategy worked against Maxi, and it didn't work against the Numble trainer. Like, it was bad. Pretty bad. So then we switch into the Wild Wing, yeah. And between 2 Psychics, we'll take this thing out. Obviously, it's only going to do a little bit of damage to Psyduck's natural resistance here. However, we still run the risk of getting burned. Water types can still be burned by Ember, I'm pretty sure, in Gen 3. So, I'm not sure if that's actually true, but still, at this point, I was pretty sure that I could still be burned, so I didn't want to do that. So I do end up actually using Potion. I use 2, because once again, potions are slowly going to become obsolete by the time we get a little further into the game. You know, only healing 20 HP ain't going to do a whole lot. So at this point, I'm like, no, we need to keep Dragoon healthy. Probably going to have to use the same strategy up against Flannery is my assumption here. I really wish, actually, because when I play this game, I play this on my downtime when I have time and stuff, and I don't get to the editing and the recording, because editing all that footage, right? Because you never know what's going to happen. I could lose to a critical hit and lose a Pokemon, right? So I have to record everything. So I don't just record important parts, so then I have to go back and edit hours of footage. So between doing all that, and then by the time I get to actually sit here and do this stuff, I'm pretty confident that I played this about 2 months ago. From the time of recording, this was probably recorded back in September. Yeah. This was probably recorded back in September at some point when I was playing Emerald. It just takes me a long time to get to it on top of other things, and sometimes I get behind on normal YouTube content. So, you know, this is the thing that takes the back seat every time, obviously, right? That's also a reason I've cut down on live streams too, is because I find that they're good and easy if I have a couple hours to kill for some quick content. But if I'm already behind on making reaction videos and stuff, which I'm still very behind on, I still have like 3 things I'm supposed to be doing right now, and I'm just like, but I want to make sure I get through this stuff. So I tend to forget my reasoning and what I was doing a lot of the time after editing, and then I don't get to this for a few more weeks, you know. Because I edited this probably I recorded it in September, edited it in October, and now recording it here after Halloween. So, yeah. So this Kecleon comes out of the gate with a damn flamethrower. And I'm like, wait a minute. What the hell? So I switch into the natural resisting Heracles. Go forward, Heracles. So he's the electric type right now. I'm like, well, this is going to be fun. Dig time. Let's use Dig, right? Why not? Let's use Dig. And boom, baby. That super effective hit. We resisted the flamethrower. We get the hit. And Heracles definitely put in the work right there. That was cool and easy for a cool trainer. And then we are moving on. Another trainer hidden in the dirt, hidden in the dust. Of course, as I said, I show you guys all this so you see my limitations on using items and how hesitant I am to use them in gyms. But when push comes to shove, I've already lost Apollo, which really, really sucks because Apollo would have been very viable in a lot of these earlier battles that and by this point we would have had a Primeape. I mean, he only gets better. A Primeape is a Pokemon that only gets better as each gen goes on. And the fact of the matter is that, yeah, like, look at that Magnitude 6 from a level 23 Numel. Did about third of the health of my Nidoking. Had a Magnitude 7 from Max's camera up. That probably would have taken out Nidoking. 100%. So, but yeah. It's unfortunate there that I lost Apollo already. And then I do have a very viable, because I love Sceptile. My favorite, actually, I think I already said in the first one, Sceptile's, or the Trico line is my favorite out of the Hoenn starters. I like them all, but I've always, Sceptile, for some reason, I always thought the Trico line, the grass starter, was the coolest. So, I'm like, alright, I lost a really good Pokemon, I lost Primeape, but I'm going to have a Sceptile. That's pretty cool. 2 starters, that's pretty cool. But if I lose that starter, then I was thinking about the move pool I have left to choose from, and honestly, I think my best option, I would love to use a Poochyena, but once again, when you're given the choice, you really have to go with up here, not in here sort of idea when you're trying to do big hardcore challenges like this one. So I said no. I would probably have to go with, honestly, Machop at this stage. Because Machop, of course, could become a Machamp, very viable fighting Pokemon to replace the lost in fighting types with Primeape. But then I thought, Altaria. I could have a Dragon. Because I caught the Swablu. So, but all these thoughts didn't really matter at the end of the day, because I'm like, but I don't want to lose Dragoon. I don't want to lose Sceptile, so I said, fuck it. I'm going to use a few potions. I'm going to use some items in this gym. I'd rather keep the team alive and be down on the weakest, the lowest level, other than berries, the lowest level of Pokemon recovery items. It's not like I'm wasting a full restore, that I need to probably save for the gym, or not the gym, the Elite Four, because those are very limited. Actually, if I happen to get a pickup Lanoon or a Zigzagoon, that'll be helpful because they can find Hyper Potions. Pretty sure it's either full restores or Hyper Potions, but if you go to the higher level areas, you can find them. You can get Super Potions and balls and other stuff, repels. But I remember abusing the hell out of that, and I don't have a rule against it. So if I get one, that's how I'm going to try to get a good half a dozen or so healing items for the Elite Four. If I ever find one, I don't know if there's any. There should be like a place where I can get another Zigzagoon. I never did catch one so far, so. Okay, so apparently I was screwed up at that point, so. Yeah. Either way. We're here, we're ready. We're a little beat up. But yeah, obviously my plan here, I was probably looking it up, and I'm going to use the same strategy I did for Lagoon, and I'm using another potion for Heracles here. Oh, I'm going to use them up. I'm like, screw this. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Because the potions after this gym are going to become less viable, you know, by only healing a few health. So yeah, do I actually use it? Yeah, I do. I say screw it, using up all my potions, because they're just, you know, might as well go into this battle at nearly full strength, right? So, where I don't have the water type advantage, you know. So let's see what happens. Up against Flannery. I was right, it's Flannery is her name. And Nummel against Dragoon. And let's go, Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade is just that move. I love Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade's awesome. Oh, almost. So close. And the takedown, it hurt, but it didn't hurt terribly. Too bad that recoil wasn't enough. And I thought about going for the quick attack there, but obviously it wouldn't have mattered. But it's good that if she's got hyper potions, she's using them now on her first Pokemon rather than, you know, later on when it's going to actually matter. And I still don't go for the quick attack. I say screw it. If she uses another hyper potion, might as well use the Leaf Blade right here. So we kill the Nummel. There's 4 Pokemon. What else you got? Here comes a level 26 Camerupt. This is scary. So I jump into Heracles all of a sudden. So this one must have a different moveset. Does it have Magnitude? It's got Overheat, but not Magnitude. Okay, so this is why I'm scared of Overheat. And holy shit, I should be. Special attack harshly fell. Do I really... Am I going to gamble that? Apparently I am. Okay, used Sunny Day, so I did have an opportunity there. But however, healing up was the smart thing to do with a Soda Pop. So I used up a lot of healing items in this 4th gym here, which is very unlike me. I usually like try to power through it. But I think I'm taking no chances playing around these cameras. So now I go for the dig. Clearly I'm not scared of Magnitude, because that would kill me from this distance, you know, being under the ground. Goes for the tackle, misses, and then we go for the dig. It's going to be super effective. Yeah, that hurt like a bitch. And now, of course, the thing, special attack is harshly down by 2 stages due to using Overheat. Overheat's not going to work on me a second time. Goes for the tackle. Had I known this, I didn't really need to use the Soda Pop, but maybe the AI would have still used Overheat with Sunny Day stuff boosting the power had I, you know, had I been below half like I was. So maybe it was a waste of a Soda Pop, but it's okay. It's okay, because now we're clearly in the lead here. We've beaten the Nummel and the Camerupt. I don't know what else she's got. I think she has a Torkoal. Does she have a second Nummel? Oh, a Slugma, of course. She's got a Slugma. Just in time for the sunlight to fade. We can use a dig safely, because Slugma shouldn't have anything that hits below the earth. And there's our dig. Boom. Takes out the Slugma. And we got 1 left, which should be the Torkoal. Yeah. Which I like Torkoal better than Camerupt. Usually I used the Torkoal a lot when I first played Ruby and that kind of idea. Body Slam. Okay. Interesting choice. We go for the dig. It doesn't quite do half. See, this thing's bulky. Tracked. That's not good. Do we have any females on the team? I don't think we do. Nonetheless, we choose to switch out, assuming he's not going to go for a track a second time. Doesn't. Goes for the Body Slam. We get paralyzed. Very unfortunate. But this thing got poisoned. Poison point. Like, once again, until we have sheer force available, and that would have to be a choice of one of our rewards. Obviously, we can't just give him sheer force. Until sheer force is available, why the hell would you not utilize poison point? You know what I mean? To the best of your ability. So now it's more of the game of, alright, you're gonna use Sunny Day and stuff. I'm just gonna, yep, just let you get poisoned. Psychic should do pretty good damage. Probably not kill you. Nope. But between the poison next turn and 1 more hit, you're done. The sunlight is strong, that is true. And is hurt by the poison. Oh, poison took him out anyways. It was within range, perfect. Wild Wing gets some experience for that, and boom. We've defeated Flannery. So, very difficult gym for us, though. With Wild Wing really not being... Wild Wing doesn't become an MVP until you start getting Surf and turns into a Golduck, in all honesty. Even with Psychic, because the special attack just isn't there for it. You know, because it's not Stab, and the special attack stat is good. It's not great. So, and we end up getting Overheat, of course. I don't think we ever give Overheat to anybody. I'm against anything with... I really hate accuracy moves and stuff like that. Ones with low accuracy, and I really hate moves that dampen me. You know, like Flare Blitz. Competitively, you have to use Flare Blitz, but I usually choose not to. Sandstorm is a raging, and we ran into a Cacnea. So we go for the quick attack. Nope. Sand attack. Man, the accuracy is just a failing. Just a failing. And we get hit, of course, by the sandstorm and stuff, so we go for another quick attack. We're missing them. Okay, so now I'm probably already irritated. Thankfully, the Leech Seed does not affect us being a grass type, so that's good. Buffed by the sandstorm again. Go for Pursuit. No, we still miss. This is the battle of attrition right here. So finally I say screw it, and I switch out into Nidoking, who's not affected by the sandstorm, being ground type. But of course that's when he chooses to use Sand Attack again, and I'm just like, oh, for the love of everything that is holy. But I go for the peck, and it hits. And nearly kills this damn thing, and I'm like, whoa! Like, I didn't expect it to do as much damage as it did for some reason. But then again, I'm not exactly EV training any of these guys, so Nidoking's attack stat is probably still very good. Even with a low attacking move like Peck. So we end up getting the thing down to this much. We throw the Pokeball, and boom, we catch it first try. So though it was a little tedious to get to that point, we do get ourselves a Cacnea, who I do like. I like Cacturne and Cacnea. Never really used them because apparently they're not the best Pokemon. They're not very viable. You know, you're basically picking them because they're your favorite or you like their design, not because they're super good. And then I spend a little bit of time thinking about what do I call this cactus? And then what do I end up calling him? Crown. Oh, I just call him Crown because I couldn't think of a name for a cactus. So, and now boom. Now we're into the heavy hitter. We're into the big gym. The one that really screws a lot of people up who, once again, don't have Apollo Creed on their team. And, yeah, so we got to go face off against a couple of Slackings. You know, a Vigoroth and a Slacking or two. And apparently, he's different in Emerald. I remember looking that up going, I don't remember fighting this and stuff. So I had to look it up. And, of course, we start off with the right idea. Wrong execution because boom, the quick attack, like those Swellows are powerful. And look, this thing actually survives a Thunderbolt from Copper, and I'm like, what? So gym number 5 up against Norman. This is where a lot of people end up screwing up. So yeah, clearly it was a low roll because I got it this time. And we defeat the cool trainer and stuff. Thankfully, this gym should go a little bit quicker because obviously you only have to fight a handful of trainers of your choosing. I mean, you could... I'm pretty sure you can go back through and do all the... like, fight all the trainers if you want. But in a Nuzlocke, I don't have a rule where you have to battle all gym trainers. You know, you just fight your way through. I mean, if I'm in a good position up against a gym leader or something and I see them, I'm going to go back and fight them. But I don't know if I do that here. It depends on... Sometimes I do. Maybe I did do it here. But I don't have a rule that you have to fight all the gym trainers. I just have a rule that once you enter the gym, you can't leave until you win. Regardless, critical hits or paralysis or poison, regardless what happens, use what you have on hand to win. So I don't exactly know why we went for quick attack there. But either way, we kill the Spinda. And there goes Cool Train. Maybe I was worried about a potion, so I used the quick attack to get him down to the yellow before he would use a healing item and that kind of idea. So we go into the strength room here. And boom, our gym leader told us to go all out. Well, alright, alright, alright. And this one has a Zangoose. I do like Zangoose. Normal type Pokemon are actually, I could build a whole team with normal types. And I would love that team. You know what I mean? Like, I'd have a Tauros on that team. I'd have a Snorlax, a Zangoose. You know, I'd have a pretty badass normal team, you know. They'd be pretty cool. Who else would be on a great normal team? Actually, Reggie Gigas is actually really cool. He's probably the coolest Reggie. You know, out of all the really shitty Diamond and Pearl designs for Pokemon, Reggie and all their dumb legendaries, Reggie Gigas is actually, I'm fine with there being a trio leader. There's generally a trio leader, so I'm fine with it, you know. So this thing keeps using Swords Dance, which sort of scares me in a sense, but I'm also like resistant and I have Dig, so I kill it off anyways, so I'm just like, yeah, I think we're fine. So I don't really have to play around the Swords Dance of the Zangoose. And boom, the gym leader's room. Do I want to go through? 100%. Okay, so I don't go back through and battle all the trainers. So we are going to fight up against this guy. Alright, we're starting off with one of our 2 level 30s. Okay. I'm going to use a Soda Pop on who? Oh. I am going to use it? Oh man. Alright, see. I guess I'm taking no prisoners. I must be betting on the fact that I can do the Elite Four, which, by the way, I've lost the Elite Four twice in Hardcore Nuzlocke in Gen 3. So, to the same one, to Glacia. I always lose to Glacia. She's a bitch to fight. That damn Walrein is just a tank. So, once again, Norman starts off with a Spinda, which I don't believe he has in the first one, but I see why we started with Nidoboy. We have Double Kick. Yeah, okay. So that makes sense. So there we have Spinda. Now here comes a Vigoroth, level 27. Gonna do Double Kick again. Obviously it's not so great. It does about half though. So one more Double Kick will take him out. But we take a Slash. Thankfully it's not a crit. And we get the crit. Unfortunately on the Vigoroth and not what's coming. But we do take out the Vigoroth. So that's 2 down from Nidoboy, who's still in a pretty good position. Now a Lanoon, so there's only 1 slacking. But this thing is faster, gets the Slash, gets poisoned, however, but it would have been way more preferable for that to happen to, of course, you know who, the slacking. So that Lanoon is faster than me. If it gets a crit, okay, I saved the Soda Pop for this very reason. Oh, and he used a Hyper Potion. Okay, so that might be good in the long run, facing off against the slacking. So, he goes for that. Goes for the Facade, which of course is very strong, due to the fact that the damn thing is poisoned. So we get the Double Kick off, but now we're in sort of a worse position because of the poison. I kind of forgot about Facade. And so we decided to stay in. We are staying in on this damn Lanoon. We want... And, okay, a Hyper Potion again. But Facade is coming back. So, I don't really know what my strategy is here. All I'm doing is using up healing items. And Nidoking's still going to be in a bad position by the time we're done. So, instead of going for the Facade, it goes for the Slash. Still does quite a bit of damage. If we get hit by that Facade at this range, we might die. So I'm playing a big gamble game here. And then oh, now I'm switching into the Resilient one. Heracles. Who goes for a headbutt, not a facade. It only does 10 damage. And now the poison should be enough to take this thing out. Okay. So we probably could have stayed in there, but Nidoking, we still would have had to switch out. Now we're in a good advantage up against the Slacking. We've only taken 10 points of damage. Level 31 Slacking. Okay. So my first thought is, what am I going to do? I decide to go, while he's loafing around, for the Rock Smash, trying to get the lowering. I don't get it. That's unfortunate. So he goes for Yawn, unfortunately, when I'm about to dig. So that's not good. So I should have done this the first time. So the Rock Smash doesn't do nearly enough as I wanted it to. We do get the dig off. Doesn't do very much, and now of course we're asleep. So the Rock Smash is actually a little more viable to use anyways, because dig isn't doing much of anything because of the high defense on this monster. So we should have probably went for that. So we switch out into Wild Wing, who gets a Yawn. So we switch out so we don't have another sleepy boy. Now, Slacking is going to loaf around again on this turn, so we get the free switch in pretty much, right? Now, here's where we're like, I don't really have anything great. I'm going to try to burn the damn thing. Used counter, but it failed. So now he's loafing around again. So I have an opportunity here. His special defense isn't nearly as good as his regular defense. He's going to use Facade, which, without being anything, hurts like a bitch. So I went for Growl to lower his attack since he can't switch out. Maybe that was a good choice. I don't know. But god damn, I'm sort of glad I didn't burn him, because that would have killed him. So we switch out on the loafing turn. And I'm sort of hesitating. I'm like, could I Fury Cutter and stay in long enough? I'm like, I won't be able to stay in long enough to utilize Fury Cutter. And Leaf Blade, I know it's special, but Leaf Blade showing up doing its shit. And then this motherfucker, with that hurt like a truck. I stay in because I know the next turn is loafing around. And it's just not enough. Now, I'm like, I'm going for the quick attack because I'm not going to do a speed tie. I'm going for the quick attack, but that was scary. That was scary. The thing that saved me there was the fact that I didn't. My original strategy to burn him with Ember was a terrible idea, honestly. We managed to beat Norman without losing anybody, but damn if it wasn't. There was times, as you guys saw, that it could have went really bad. So, had I burned the Slacking, I might have lost at least one Pokemon, if not two. So, you know, I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't. But either way, we're Gym 5. We haven't lost anybody. We beat Gym 5. We haven't lost anybody since we lost Apollo. So, good sign. And now, oh yeah, Wally's dad or somebody comes up. Yeah, I think it's Wally's uncle, dad, somebody like that. So, we follow him and stuff. Anyways, now we're into the warehouse place, right? Where Watson has sent us, which is fine, because this is where I believe we find a Thunderstone. We end up catching a Voltorb here. Spoiler alert, I believe we catch the Voltorb. Because I don't believe I show anymore. I was showing every encounter, like, oh, I have 2 repeats in this grass, guess I'm not catching anything. I was showcasing that, but it was making it a lot longer, you know, unnecessarily. Like, I don't think you guys care. Like, the only time I would show that is if it was a shiny, or I went for a legendary and failed to catch it, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, unless it was a really rare encounter, and I was like, oh, I almost got this thing, and oh no! You know? So, outside of that, I've only been showing things that I'm actually catching. So you can assume that I either got duplicates where I'm not showcasing routes, or I failed to catch whatever I ran into, right? So here's where we catch the Voltorb using Heracles. And of course we got to give a nickname to the guy. And yeah, see, it took me a while to think on this one, so I just call him Don. Call him Don. And now Wild Wing is evolving. Oh right, he was level 32 just now. So yeah, so Wild Wing is evolving finally into a Golduck. Maybe he'll be a little more viable. He'll be back to Wild Wing, our MVP for two legs in a row. So Wild Wing is finally back to his full original form. So there we go. And oh yeah, we found the Thunderstone. So boom, double evolution this time. Yeah, you can see we got a lot of paralysis problems happening. So Copper, our Pikachu, is evolving into Raichu. Well, he's still Copper though. He's still Copper, but now his stats will just be better, and yeah, he'll just be better overall and stuff. I actually am kind of sad that they didn't follow through. Like the stats in the anime, they make it seem like, okay, wait a minute, there is advantages. I mean, yeah, the move thing, but there's actual advantages to keeping Pokemon at certain stages. Like, okay, yeah, Pikachu. Like they could have made the argument that Raichu's better in defense and special defense and attack or something, but Pikachu's speed will always top out better than Raichu's. So you have to make the choice if you're making a speedy team. You know what I mean? I always thought that would be kind of cool if sometimes it's like, actually, keeping a Rhydon, not a Rhyperior, is actually beneficial if you're going for this type of moveset, you know? And lo and behold, we get to the rainy, foresty area, and we got a Lanoon. Now, if this thing has pickup, we're going to be able to make up for a lot of the soda pops we were using for the Elite Four. I believe the best they find is a Hyper Potion or something. But either way, regardless what they find, we will abuse the fuck out of that before we enter the Elite Four. Assuming we make it that far. So, yeah. Rain continues to fall. We keep getting sand attacked. My god. It's just... and the crunch was just... You know what this is? This is the Cacnea all over again. This is the Cacnea all over again. Just annoying. Finally got the crunch. Another crunch off. The rain continues to fall. Ooh, and at this point I'm like, alright, you know what? I'm switching. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm going to Thunder Wave this little bitch. And then I'm going to try to catch it. And of course he sand attacks. The one thing he can do that's just going to screw me up. But there's Copper, our Raichu. So we have Wild Wing, the Golduck. We have Copper, the Raichu and stuff. So pretty close, people. We're moving up. We're moving up in the world. And I did get the Thunder Wave off. As I said, Lanoon is sort of going to make the Elite Four a lot easier if it has pickup. I don't know if there's a potential that it could have something else in Gen 3, but either way, if it has pickup, we're probably set with a little bit of grinding off screen to be pretty okay with healing items. That being said, I always try to go through the gyms assuming that I won't be able to do that, so. And Lanoon's a female. What do we call it? What do we call her? Why am I waiting so long? Okay, so sometimes my editing skills aren't what they're all cracked up to be. Oh, okay. Probably looked like just this short amount of time on the editor, right? We call it waifu. I couldn't think of something, obviously. Just call it, yeah, that's the waifu. Oh! Here we go. Looking at those stats, and here we go. We defeated Aqua, Admin, Shelly. This must have been in the Weather Institute, and boom, Dragoon is evolving into one of the greatest grass starters of all time. If it weren't for Venusaur. Actually, Torterra is actually my favorite Gen 4 one, too. But Sceptile is a boss. Let's go. Okay, so, and, oh, right, so we leave this in here because we also, so we defeat Team Aqua in the Weather Institute, but we're also going to grab Cast Form, right? I'm going to grab Cast Form here. Thanks to you, we're safe. Might be an odd way of thanking you. Take the Pokemon. We received Cast Form. We give a nickname to the Cast Form, and we call it, what, just something simple like Cloud? Probably. I usually call this thing Cloud. You know, just like, I don't know what to call it. I call it Mist, Cloud, Weather. Call it something like that, right? So, yeah. Boom, baby. And, oh, rival battle time. Let's do it. It is rival battle time up against Pokemon Trainer May. Okay. So, Pelipper first. You guys know what's about to happen. I should have seen that one coming, honestly. But it's not going to matter. In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter. Boom, rating continues to fall. Now, I do know... Oh, got a double protect. I know that Thunder hits no matter what in the rain. I'm curious about, do all electrical moves always hit in the rain? I've never missed during the rain that I can recall, so I don't know for certain. But I know for a fact that Thunder can't miss during the rain. At least back in the day. In Leaf Green, if you had Rain Dance Thunder Team was dangerous. So boom, here comes Combuskin up against, and I'm like, you know what? I ain't switching shit. Thunderbolt that chicken, and boom. It's about, you know, it's almost fully deep fried. We're about to make that Combuskin into KFC. You know what I'm saying? So we take the double kick, the Thunderbolt, bang, and we have ourselves some Kentucky Clucky for dinner tonight. Now, next up is the final Pokemon. What is it? Oh, right, Lombre. So, Lombre, once again, electric. It's going to work. It's just going to be neutral damage. So, we get the Fake Out. We flinch and stuff. Fake Out, once again, is basically only viable for competitive play. You know, for stall games and a lot of other reasons. But, yeah. Either way, boom. Nature Power turned into Swift. Why did Nature Power turn into Swift? Wouldn't Nature Power... Oh, right. It would depend on the item, not the weather. My bad. So there, boom, Thunderbolt. After 2 Thunderbolts, we take this thing out with neutral damage. And Copper grows to level 35, taking out May all on his own. All on his own. Look at our sweet little guy. Brings a tear to the eye. So... we get HM, so we finally get Fly, which is nice, but it'd be helpful to have, you know, a Flyer. But we're going to get one pretty soon, and we still need to beat the gym to utilize Fly anyways, so boom. May takes off. And now, oh, it's Ankelagon's turn. We are about to get, ladies and gentlemen, finally, Ankelagon the Black, quite literally, as a Black Charizard. Baby. Look at that sexy beast. Let's go, Ankelagon the Black. We're moving up in the world. Of course, we learn our wing attack. We'll get rid of that for Fly, probably. And boom. Oh, it's gym time already. Okay. So it's the 6th gym time. So I think we're going at a pretty good pace here. Like in the first part, of course, we had to catch... you know, we did some other extra stuff. The first part of the game is always a little bit of a trog, a little bit slow. But we managed to beat the first 3 gyms by the end of the first part of the Emerald leg of the run. And now we're already in the 6th part. But we've dealt with other shit in between, obviously, like catching other Pokemon, evolutions, and dealing with Team Aqua and Magma. But now we're already in the 6th gym. I don't know if I have a feeling that it's... Do we go to the 7th gym by the end of this part, or do we wait till the next part? I'm not sure. So I'm forgetting now, did I split up Emerald into 3 parts or 4? Because there is quite a bit to see in Emerald. Like in later games, there's more to them than in the first, you know, part. Oh yeah, here was my big brain moves. My big brain moves going on here. Alright, so... Winnowa taught me personally. Well, I'm about to kick Winnowa's ass. So, you know, just saying, just sort of Super Saiyan over here. Oh, and by the way, I believe at this point, I went to the game corner and got Ice Beam. So, just saying. I forget exactly if I did that because I already got Thunderbolt from Watson, so I didn't need to buy that one. But I do see, I'm eligible to use the game corner, by the way. I've always been eligible to use the game corner. I'm sad that it's not in later games, really. Like, you know. Because I'm not really allowed to use the, I'm not allowed to use the departments outside of evolutionary items. So when you get the big department stores and they sell all these great TMs, I can't buy them, right? It's part of the hardcore rules. It's just a general rule that at PokeMarts, you can only buy your 5 Pokeballs per, you know. So we switch out here to Nido Boy, or Nido King. Let's go. So the only one left is actually right here is Heracles. Heracles needs another about 8 levels to evolve into a beautiful Rhydon. And this will be the last time he'll become a Rhydon as his final stage, because of course we'll have the option for Rhyperior by the next gen. That being said, I'm a huge fan of Rhydon, and Rhyperior's design isn't the worst it could have possibly been, but Rhydon is so much cooler. Rhyperior's definitely not that cool. So I don't know. I sort of wish, almost in a way, because Rhydon and Aggron share a lot of things. It would have been nice had I caught one in this game. You know, if I had caught an Aeron later on. But then again, I don't think I'd ever trade out Rhyhorn unless Heracles kicked the bucket. I wouldn't want to trade him out, right? So, you know, I'm just saying, because Aggron, at least Aggron gets his 3rd evolution is cool, and his Mega's cool. You know, unlike Rhyhorn, who Rhydon and Rhyhorn are awesome, and Rhyperior looks like a mistake that a 4-year-old made. So, yeah. I'll have to see what the stat difference is. Because, at the end of the day, if Rhydon, if the difference is minimal from stats, you know, then why wouldn't I just use Rhydon? Why would I go out of my way to use a Pokemon that I don't agree should exist? What they should have done was give either Rhydon a Mega later on, or what they should have done was just make Rhydon better stat-wise. Better move pool, better stats. Don't give me a Rhyperior. Actually, you know who's the cool one? Electivire. Electivire's cool. Electabuzz almost sort of needed that. That makes him a 3-stage Pokemon. That's okay, and Electivire is cool, but like Tangrowth, Licky, you know, Magmortar, none of that was necessary. So as you can tell, we're doing alright here in this gym. Just a little bit of switcheroos here and there. Our Dragoon is looking, mwah, chef's kiss. And I say, well, and now I'm going to not be able to use Leaf Blade against this thing, because of course it's flying, this, that, and the other thing. So I use a quick attack, it's critical, and then the pack, of course, is going to take up the Tropius. Tropius should be a way better Pokemon. It's terrible. It's awful in so many ways. Tropius should be a far better Pokemon, but its stats and move pool just do not allow it to be. And Nido Boy also grew to level 36. Excellent, excellent. So we finish off that double battle, though it took a little bit of time. Let's see. What are we gonna do next? Well, I'm gonna figure out this puzzle, which obviously I'm not very good at figuring out. See? Told you. And another double battle coming our way, so we want to make sure that we have the right guys for the job here. We've got to make sure we have the right guys for the job. And let's see what goes on here. I don't think we actually end up with much of a problem in Winoa's gym. Spoiler alert, but I really don't think we do. I don't think we end up with much of a problem here. Not that I can recall, anyways. Granted, I'm getting old, guys, so my memory's not exactly the best either. Swallow and a Doduo, yeah, I'm not that worried. I mean, obviously I could have pulled out the big guns, but I think I'm saving the big guns for the final battle, because you know, Copper's going to be probably instrumental in that. Because a lot of people have a problem with Altaria, which of course is Winnow's star Pokemon, and the next gym, Tate and Liz's double battle. That can also be a bit of a bitch to deal with as well. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. So I'm just using the double coverage of Surf here to do some easy damage. Takes out the Doduo, does a little bit to Xatu. And then, of course, our Rock Blast is our main attacker here from Rhyhorn, because nobody can really do anything to him. Granted, that Pelipper might be able to. And goes for a peck out of everything. So, Rock Blast hits. How many hits? Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, because, yeah, man. Let's go. So, that's it for that. Now, that Pelipper, if that thing uses Surf or something, we're in trouble. But I decide to stay in, assuming the thing doesn't have a great water move. And it goes for Supersonic instead, so maybe it didn't. Maybe it doesn't have a good water move. Because those two Rock Blasts will easily take this thing out, and boom, so it does. So we actually stayed in on the Pelipper. That was a little dangerous. It was a little scary. I'm sure with a random trainer, I'm sure I didn't calc it or look it up or anything like that. Like, oh, does Wingull get, you know, or Pelipper get, you know, a water move, or would it be erased by this point or something? I'm sure I didn't look that up. Not for random gym trainers. I do my research for the gym leaders, the Elite Four, and the team leaders, you know, like Maxie and Archie and stuff like that. But I definitely don't do it for others. So, oh wow. Okay, so Rhyhorn, nope. Not against the Tropius, because that guy's got grass-type moves. And lo and behold, yeah, that Razor Leaf, that would have killed us. That's times 4. That would have gotten rid of Rhyhorn. And then the whole discussion I just had about, do I stay, if we win this one, and we get into the next one, and I get far enough, do I change Rhydon into a Rhyperior or not? Do I not? That was just about to be completely irrelevant had I stayed in. Okay, so, oh, I skip across the tunnel, the puzzle, because I probably ended up solving it a little too late and stuff, and you guys don't need to see me going like, oh, no, I messed up, blah, 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 blah. So, alright, so, Leader Winnoa. Let's see. And, of course, we were saving Copper at full strength for this, so, Thunderbolt City, let's go. Let's do it. Okay, and I mean, that was pretty easy. Got rid of the Swablu, no problem. And here comes that Altaria with its dragon dancing ways. We're gonna Thunderbolt its ass, though. Should do neutral damage. It does. 3 of them will take him out. So, Dragon Dance. Attack and speed rose. It always makes this thing dangerous. So we go for the Thunder. Now, I don't know. I went for the Thunder Wave to try to trip it up, I believe, but it still gets off a second Dragon Dance. If I was going to go for the Parastrat, I think I screwed up there. Because if I was going to go for the Paralysis strategy idea, I should have started with it, not, you know. It is paralyzing, can't move, and it's got a berry. It's only an Oran berry, however, and we managed to take it out anyways. So the Thunder Wave was sort of a dumb idea, which could have ended in a bit of disaster, but we do take out the Altaria. We take no damage, so it's fine. It tried to set up, and it failed. Then here comes the Skarmory. Of course, Thunderbolt's going to affect it too, because it's Steel Flying, so it's still going to be super effective. Boom. Takes out the Skarmory. No problem, because Copper's special attack stat, as we know, is through the roof. Here comes the Tropius. Now this will once again be neutral damage, but it is Copper. The special attack extraordinaire. Easily do half. Yep. Oh, it's going to go for Solar Beam. Going to go for Solar Beam. Smart play, honestly, because if it survives the second Thunderbolt, it's going to get the Solar Beam off. But the thing is, it's not going to. For one thing, I'm 7 levels higher, and 2, you know, She's not going to. And then here comes, of course, the final Pokemon, the Pelipper at level 30. It's going to do the Protect thing. I don't care. I've got enough PP that I can just keep spamming Thunderbolt. And obviously, whatever he was going to do this time, I'm faster. And that's sort of the end of that one. And there goes the Pelipper, and we win our 6th gym badge after Copper grows to level 37. So, I mean, nothing wrong with that, is there? Okay, so we received the Feather Badge from Winnoa. So we have, in both parts we've completed 3 gyms. And alongside everything else. Evolutions, catching, you know, the storyline, all that stuff. So, in 2 parts we've done that much. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I think we're nearing the end of the video here. Oh, we're going to face May. We're going to face another rival battle. Okay. And we can do that. We can 100% do that. Alright, and now she's got a Tropius. Alright, well, we know what happened last time we fought against a Tropius, and, well, it died in 2 hits. And it looks like this one's not going to fare much better. And there we go, another Thunderbolt takes out the Tropius. We know he's got Pelipper. Copper can probably take out May's whole team. Because the only addition now is the Tropius. Still not a Blaziken. So we can definitely take this damn thing out without worry. And yeah, it nearly took it out in 1 hit again. So and it's paralyzed. It's going to use Bulk Up, which would be scary if it hadn't just taken a Thunderbolt to the face. Because, you know... then again, does it have Blaze Kick up until it becomes a Blaziken? So, yeah. You know what? Now we're just getting more powerful. We're at level 38. We're closer to the 40s than we are the 30s now at this point. So, you could argue we're a little over level. I don't think we are. And once again, look at our speed stat. Our speed stat is really good. It's over 100 already. Our special attack stat, though the IV is special attack, IV 31. It's still only in the high 80s, in the mid 80s. It's not over 100 yet, so we're not going to see that until at least into our late 40s probably. Once again, I'm not EV training anything, so it is what it is. We take out the Pelipper, of course, no big deal. But our HP stat and our speed stat are already in the hundreds, so that's pretty good. Our attack stat doesn't matter so much. Our special attack is what counts, but... oh, Ludicolo! So, definitely evolved Lombre into Ludicolo since we last saw. So, this will probably take at least 2 hits. No, it's going to take 3. 3, unless that was a low roll. Oh, but we're not going to know because the Absorb. So, it's going to take a little bit from us, just enough to keep him. And Nature Power is going to be Swift, of course. Yeah, I'm going to assume that actually that's a 3 hit. And we go for the Thunder Shock just to add insult into injury, and boom, there we go. So we do defeat May for, I don't know if this is the final time, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Yeah. So either way, that's, you know... so that's pretty much, yeah. Oh, and that's the end of the video. Okay, perfect. So that's the end of part 2. So it's the same length as the last time, or roughly, give or take. So we defeated 3 gym leaders, just like last time. We battled our rivals a couple times, because we have, obviously we have Wally and May in this one. And we fought against Archie, or not Archie, Maxie, and that kind of idea, and we progress the storyline. So in the 3rd part, I assume we'll clean up 7, or the 7th gym. We'll do all the storyline stuff with Maxie and Archie and stuff, and we'll do gym number 8. Well, there might be enough stuff. Emerald's a little longer, so maybe part 3 will only follow all that stuff, and then it'll be gym 8 and the Elite 4. Or maybe the last video will just be like the the journey to the Elite Four and the Elite Four. I'm not 100% sure. Have to wait and see what happens. And yeah, so we haven't lost anybody this part. Last part was the first time we've lost somebody in a while. We lost Apollo the Mankey. But yeah, so far we're doing pretty well. We haven't lost anybody, though. Norman was tough. Each of these gyms were tough. Flannery was tough. Maxie could have been devastating. You know, Winnoa was probably the easiest one. Winnoa was actually the easiest one. We had a harder time against Norman and Flannery's gyms than we did Winnoa's gym, and the rival battles have been a joke. So no other problems there. We caught quite a few Pokemon this time. We've evolved most of our team. I believe everyone except for Rhyhorn is ready to go in their full powered form. So yeah, anyways, that's the end of part 2 here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I forget what part we're on. This could be part 14 for all I know. But yeah, so this is part 2 of the Emerald leg of the GenLocke run. I believe this would make this video part 9, maybe. Could be 10. I think it's 9. Either way, yeah, so let me know what you guys think about it down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always. And we will see you guys back here next time for part 3, where we go on to tackle gym number 7 and, you know, deal with the whole Team Magma and Aqua, the Groudon, the Kyogre, and all this craziness that's going on here in the Hoenn region. So look forward to that, guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying the views, the videos, I should say. I'm not going to edit that out, whatever. Yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying the GenLocke thus far. And, yeah, we'll see you back here for the 3rd part for Emerald. And let's hope it goes as well as this part did. So, thanks, guys, for watching. Sayonara.